Greetings, loyal minions, beautiful humans. Welcome to the SciShow, the #1 ranked YouTube channel for people who are home. If that's you, I appreciate you. I have returned home literally like 20 minutes ago, and of course, there's a video to make on a new hero. My cat is absolutely mauling me, and the microphone, I do apologise. She'll deny it, but apparently she missed me just a little bit. Has not moved since I got home. But we are here to review Vernix, a new wilderness hero. I think I seen a new 3-star as well. But as always, we'll check out these appearance rates. 1.5% chance for a legendary hero, 1% for featured hero, and the hero of the month, as always, 1.3%. So 1%, not terrible. We've got an interesting mix of heroes in here. I will actually be doing some summons, not tonight, but I will. Sorry, my cat is flicking the microphone with a tail now. I do apologise. I am exhausted. I've driven so far in the last few days, and yeah, but it's all good. Flight was a bit delayed. Yeah, sorry. There's some really good heroes here, so I will be doing some summons. We've got Thafar, who I think is an absolutely amazing hero. One of the best in the game at the moment. Vernix, I did like Stravia, although Stravia came out just before my, moment of clarity about which heroes I need to add to my roster. So I did like Strava, but I don't think she'll fit in anywhere particular, but she's featured, so that's good. And also Wu Song, just an amazing blue hero as well, so he would be fantastic still. So I actually think this is a really good time to do some summons, if Vernix is good especially. So we'll have a look, pop that on. Class is Wizard, so we get the Jinx, chance to deal extra damage, which is quite handy. There are a lot of buffers out there at the moment, so Vernix can do that extra damage. And we get the heal increase. Aether talent, not really overly good, that one. 50% increase for any healing. Probably good to pair it with a very fast healer like a Nibbles, but different colour. Could work. Actually don't mind Vernix. The look looks pretty cool. Looks very, very similar to the other blue. Although it might not when I actually have a better look. Who's the other blue one? Wow, why is he not showing up in the portal? Why are we showing all... Why is the other blue fox? Oh, I'm thinking... No, hang on. That's weird. Anyway, just ignore me. Who's the other blue one? I can't even think of his name. Well, this is the problem. There is far too many heroes. Anyway, looks quite cool. A bit of a snow leopard type look happening. Cool little ice daggery type necklace. I don't know. I just like the look of this. Anyway, onto the family bonus. Wildcat family. Heroes become stronger when teamed. Why am I reading that? I am so stupid. Hello, Pud. Bonus for 1, 2, or 3 heroes is a 5, 10, 15% chance to dodge special skills. Each special skill dodge damages the attack for 1, 2, 300 damage. So that's really handy. I actually don't have any of these Wildcats as yet, so it'd be nice to get a couple in one go and pair them together. We, of course, get the 9 lives. Apology, I just have to move the microphone for 1 second. Hope that didn't make too much noise. 9 lives, passive, so 80% chance to revive at the beginning of the next turn with 50% health and 80% mana. That is just a crazy passive. Activates up to 9 times with the chance being reduced a little bit on each time. Just to counteract that a little bit, we've got the trait Leaf Frame. The character is not affected by effects that increase or reduce defense. So it doesn't matter if it's Wither, Growth, stacks, passive, negative, whatever. Anything that affects defense, so up or down, doesn't affect this hero. I'm a little bit bummed by the heal increase. Yeah, Fast Ice Shatter is the special skill. Really high attack stat there. That is huge, which means it's a little bit lower in the others. If the enemy has a frost status ailment, deals 3 10% damage to all enemies, reduces the mana of all enemies by 5%. All enemies receive 1630 frost damage over 5 turns. That's pretty good with everything there. And that's like 2300 frost over. That's like over 600 per turn. That is huge. That will really add up. Pairing that with one of those annoying Untold Tales 2 heroes, it gives, someone like a Fafnir. I'm thinking a great hero to pair this with is Riverfang. So that would be an absolute great pairing. And on top of that, I think I have a perfect pairing, which would be, let me just flick into my heroes for a second. I think Riverfang would go great because he does the water damage, but also 50% increased damage from status ailments. So that means the frost damage from Vernix is going to be doing like close to 1,000. So that will be huge. Great pairing, similar, same color, same speed. This hits with a Dispel as well. Now, all we need then to add to that is someone who does frost damage to make sure you're getting the maximum. And I think Zavarfa would be good because we do give the frost damage through the Arctic core. So that could be an excellent pairing for me as a team of blues that would just annihilate the enemy with that damage over time combo. So that's what I keep talking about. Not going for a hero, not summoning just because the hero is good, but because the hero is going to really make a difference in the team. Now, with Riverfang and Zavarfa, I've been pairing them together for the most part, but there's no one else that really pairs. Like, I haven't made a great team out of them yet, but I think this could be magnificent if I can add Vernix into the mix. Now, this is the one thing I dislike about these heroes, that they do one thing if the enemy already has frost. Now, there would be anyone else from Untold Tales 2 that adds that Arctic core, and any other frost hero, especially if it's blue, especially if it's the same speed, will be magnificent. Zavarfa's pretty good because it lasts for 3 turns, I believe. And it might be even longer because it's part of the passive, but she's very fast. So you can either hold off on firing her until Vernix is ready, or if you can see another blue match, you can fire Zavarfa and then know that Vernix is going to follow up as soon as you get the other match. Hello, Put. What you doing, bubs? Otherwise, if someone doesn't have frost damage, it's stop sniffing and rubbing the microphone. Deals 260% damage to all enemies, and all enemies receive 1845 frost damage. That's the maximum. So it's 500 less over 5 turns. That's not really an issue. 50% less damage, also not really a huge issue, but just better off to have that frost in there if you can. Now, as per when Thaffa came out, so yeah, I just think Vernix is great. If it fits into your team somewhere, if you have another frost enemy. Without the frost, it's still pretty damn solid. 260% to all at fast, 1275. Now, the one key thing is, and this is where the difference between offense and defense comes in. With offense, you can make sure you've got another hero that gets that frost on. In defense, you can't. So the only place I really like using these wildcats, not that I have them, but the place I think they're best used on defense is as a tank, because if they're not a tank, I generally just don't kill them. Like, I kill all the other heroes and just leave them there, and they can revive as much as they want. It just doesn't really bother me. Of course, if you've got a bad board and they're reviving, and then, especially if you get tiles into them and they die and come back and they get extra mana, can be really, really annoying. So I don't think this one works great at tank, because really you want this as a tank. If it reduced the mana, it would be awesome. But you're generally not going to get that because you're not going to have the frost up. So, but yeah, definitely. I mean, especially if you've got an Arctic core Untold Tales 2 hero at tank, and we could start seeing a lot of these, especially if some of the the really top level alliances, if they've got 3 or 4 different wildcats in the same team, especially with Thaffa, if they start reviving over and over again, it's just going to be horrendous. So, yeah, I think he'll make his way or her way into a lot of defenses, especially if someone like a Hogne. There's a couple of others. I think the Untold Tales 2 with the Arctic Cores that might make good tanks. And then, yeah, we're kind of looking for a new meta tank without Gorik. So, fantastic hero is all I'll say. There's other great heroes here. So, very good place to summon. Now, I'm still a bit confused as to why. Like, there's all the fawns in there. That's fine. But I'm sure there's a 5-star wildcat that's missing. Anyway, quick look at the new 3-star as well. It's always nice to get 3 stars. Generally, the only place these are going to be useful are going to be tournaments and events. Deals 300% clawing damage to the target. The target receives 600 surge bleed. So, there's no review. It's a brand new 3-star. It's a rogue. It's got the same passive, which is handy. Really good in tournaments. It's going to be great in tournaments as a tank, especially. Although it does only hit 1, but just with that passive, I think it's really annoying in the 3-star category. My cat just did a flying leap at me. Not great for the events because it doesn't hit 3, but yeah, very good. It's going to be nice. Pretty boring graphic, I think, on that one. But there we go. If you are doing any summons, I wish you the best of luck. If you enjoy what I'm doing, remember to gently press the subscribe button. Just go and watch my other stuff. You may find it enjoyable. I don't, but you may. No, of course I don't like watching my own videos. Give your kitty a scritch for me. I've been giving mine plenty. And have a bloody good one. Now I'm going to go to sleep.